Hello and welcome to another fabulous day here at the Trill League Fantasy Football Show. Of course, I am your host, the Trill OG himself, Bun B. We don't have to do the whole government ain't no more. That's redundant at this point. Alongside my co-host and our commissioner for the Trill League, Warwick Johnson, aka Dub J. Dub J, I will now hand the mic over to you.
How you feeling today, bud?
I'm just gonna drink my water. I feel good. I feel good every day.
What's your record, boy?
I am currently 0-4, sitting in 12th place of 12 competitors.
And why is that?
Because I've lost every game in front of me.
Is it because your team, coaching? Like, what caused you to be 0-4?
I can sit here and look at lineups. I can sit here and look at player production, but none of that really matters because I literally have won no game. So I can sit here.
I can sit here and adjustments.
Don't worry about that. I'm gonna make some adjustments.
Yeah, we trying to help you out, try to get you at least one.
Help me out how?
Because we trying to get to see if you see the problem. You can't fix the problem if you don't see the problem. So I'm just trying to make sure you can see.
Well, I've had a lot of underperforming, that's for sure. Right? This is all about the luck of the draw. Some days I'm going to perform highly. In other leagues, I'm doing great. In this league, my guys are just not hitting. The lineup I put together just not hitting, and the kind of players that I would want to put in to replace those players are simply not available on the waiver wire. So I don't know exactly what you would expect of me. I'm a victim of the conditions that you just escaped. I think that's why you're trying to lean on me like that, because last time this show aired, you had one paddle and I had the other paddle because we was in the same fucking boat. So, but that's fine. You are out of that boat. You've escaped that boat. That's fine. I give you all the credit for your win last week. I take all the responsibility and the blame for my loss on all 4 games. But all that does at this point is you're now about to be introduced into my villain arc. Which camera is mine? Which camera is mine? You know the part in the movie where the good guy gets fucked over and then they like send him to jail or something and he turns into like a hardened criminal and he comes out to seek revenge on everybody? That's what I'm on right now. Welcome to the Trill OG's villain arc in the Trill League Fantasy Football Show, ladies and gentlemen. This is where I stop giving 0 fucks. This is where I get completely cutthroat in how I build my lineup, how I handle my competition, and how I turn things around. This is not for me to win this league at this point. This is to embarrass people. This is to exact revenge on everybody that counted me out. Because I'm far from out. We got at least 8 more games before we get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And if I don't have a clear path to the playoffs, then I'm going to make sure that everybody I compete against goes down.
That means you're going to win.
Maybe, maybe not.
That's the only way they gonna go down.
Well, it depends. Maybe everybody ain't my enemy. Commish.
They not your enemy. They just look at you as an easy win. I mean, 0-4, like, hey.
I don't think they look at me as an easy win. I don't think you look at me as an easy win, to be fair.
No, you got a pretty good team.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a matter of performance. Let's look at the game.
Let's look at it.
Let's look at the game. Hold on.
Team performed pretty well, though.
Yeah, and that's the problem, right? Like, not that my team isn't performing. It's just on the week that I play these teams.
Yeah, the other team
overperformed. Let's talk about this game. I played Team Double Dose. Team Double Dose, how you doing today?
Blessed, highly favored.
Yeah, you were definitely highly favored in this damn competition. And he came in here being very cool and calm and all of that. He wasn't being braggadocious. I guess he knew that he was going to have 3 players get over 32 points. This was ridiculous. Correct. This was ridiculous. Jordan Love, 34 points. Puka Nacua, 38 points. George Pickens, 35 points. That's over 100 points in 3 players.
Yeah.
3 players put up 60% of his points. Yeah. How can you defeat a team like that, playing like that? And it's not like I had trash. Etienne, 25 points. James Cook, 24 points. Drake May, 27 points. Those are highly respectable numbers in a fantasy football competition. Right. But the reality is that Team Double Doses players outperformed me. He got the W. He's turning his season around. Mine is getting worse and worse. But I'm not done yet, because watching certain people do better than me ignites a fire in me that's very hard to distinguish.
Right.
So I'm going to be utilizing.
Small fire, big fire.
Small fire. You got 1 win out of 4. I got no win. You got 1 win, bro. That's a small fire.
But I had a huge.
That's a small fire.
Huge,
if the roles reverse next week, we right. You had a huge win.
Yeah. 177 points. Second highest in the league.
So explain this to me. I'm curious. How many points do you need to win?
Just need
to win a game.
Half a point.
1/100th of a point.
But y'all got
1/100th of a point is all it takes to win. So all is 60, 50, whatever. That's what. Yeah, you're a stat monster. I get it. You want your stats up. That's all good, LeBron. That's all good. I get it. But what I'm saying is, none of this deters me. None of this crazy talk, none of this dealing with these losses, none of that deters me. Because the reality is, I could go on an 8-0 streak and be right there in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you are. You could.
Well, look, you didn't think GOAT deserved his letters, and we'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about your game, because you did have a great game this week. You had a 100+ point victory over the Killer Bees. Now, to be fair, Killer Bees had some injuries, but we can't lean on that.
Right.
I had an injury or two. It didn't,
with the territory.
Yeah, this is the fact.
Fantasy.
It's fantasy, one man down, next man up. That's why draft is so important, to make sure your bench is loaded.
Right.
But it's been very hard to him to recover since he lost his players. He lost C.D. Lamb, he lost James Connors, and he lost Aaron Jones. So it's very hard to rebuild something like that.
Right.
I mean, look at the performances. Laporta, 7 points. Who would have thought that?
Right.
Kincaid had a great game in week 3. Now he turned around. He's only 10 points. And the defense was one of the things that killed me. Green Bay's defense, -3 points. Not that they didn't play good, but this was a shootout. This went back and forth all night, went to overtime, ended in a tie. These teams were evenly matched. And I mean, there's just no way that Chase could have built anything around that. So, and let's look at your numbers, man. You did some respectable numbers. You know what I'm saying? 31 points from Knicks, 31 points from Jacob. You know what I'm saying? 26 points from Ibuka. I still don't see how this Eagles up to 177. I might have to recheck the math, but I give it to you anyway. But this is a very strong game. I got to say, this is a very strong game. Outside of Johnson, you have to make a decision about that this week for sure, because about Johnson.
What do you mean?
You're going to have to figure out what you're going to do with him, because 6 points, that kind of performance. Look, all of these other performances, those are cool, but you're not promised to get these performances next week. So everybody that's not doing what they need to be doing are going to have to step it up. I also see you picked up Schrader, the kicker. That's a good pickup. I got him in like three of my other leagues, and he's been putting up numbers. He's been putting up big numbers this year. But this is a respectable goddamn win. This is a 100-point victory, something you are very unlikely to see in fantasy football. Somebody has to tank terribly for somebody to put these kind of numbers up. So, I'll give you your credit, because he could have put up twice as many points as he has in this game, and he still would have lost by 30.
Right.
So
I see how you try to make the little adjustment and put Caleb Williams in, because Caleb got him like 43 bench last week, 43, 48. And put Dak Prescott on
the bench. Now look, everybody knows I'm no Cowboys fan, but I would never put Dak Prescott on the bench in fantasy football.
No, I wouldn't either.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna put numbers up. But respectable win to you. You came in with a lot of that energy. I give you that. Let's look at GOAT. Who now remains undefeated, 4-0, leaning on your league. You know what I'm saying? He's tying his shoes on your scoreboard right now. He is having an amazing run through this league, and these people just keep putting up numbers. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen, 32 points. Metcalf finally came out of his shell and put up 29 points on the board. McCaffrey being very consistent. And it's funny, because I remember the beginning of the season, like always, people are not sure about McCaffrey. I drafted him 3 years ago with the number 1 pick, and he played maybe half the games that season. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's done that before. To people, but obviously GOAT had faith in him and believed him, and he's been putting numbers.
Because he's a San Francisco fan, so regardless, he gonna take that chance.
Well,
why half his team is actually San Francisco.
Well, it must be working for him, because
it's working.
He put up 153 points this week. And let's look at who he competed. Light Feet Jerry. And let me tell you something. I don't know if y'all remember Light Feet Jerry. We had him as a guest last week.
Right.
Light Feet Gary tried to insinuate that he had insider information, right? And that's fine. I got no problem with
He
that.
didn't insinuate. He said he
if you got resources, that's
he
cool.
does have insider.
Do you remember his parting words in that interview last week? He told me to start Keon Coleman. I looked at I didn't start him because I didn't trust it with that information. I think he was trying to shoot me a certain type of way.
Right.
And of course, Keon Coleman didn't do what he was saying. He thought Keon Coleman was going to do it. In fact, once again, Shakir got the target.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he deserved this loss because it's obvious his football information is trash. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't help him. So how can he help me? You know what I'm saying? And not that he didn't do respectable numbers. Drake London, another person, a serial underperformer that's finally coming out. You know what I'm saying? Getting his due. Brock Purdy. I don't know, man. I feel like Brock Purdy got paid as a tier 1 quarterback, and he's not really that top tier. I think he's an exaggerated game manager. But
yeah, he's a game manager.
You know, but to be fair, like his players put numbers on the board, but his numbers could step up. He had now, of course, like Jerry had AJ Brown as well. So his wide receivers did good, but his running backs did him dirty. Pollard only had 10 points, and I think we're waiting for something that's not going to happen with Pollard.
Right.
Because every week we keep waiting for Pollard to blow, and it's just not happening.
That team, that offense, he needs the quarterback to open it up so he can run.
And the quarterback's just not getting it figured out. We had high hopes for Cam, and it's just not.
Yeah.
It's just not translating right now. We're not gonna give up hope on him, but it's just not translating. T. Higgins, my God, 6 points.
I figured that. No Burrow. I mean, what can you expect? Backup quarterback to do it to him, he can't even get it to Chase. So, yeah, he got some adjustments he gonna need to do.
And he left a couple of points on the board. He had Justin Fields, so he would have got another 10 points, but that still wouldn't have saved him in this matchup. GOAT remains undefeated, along with. So let's go to the next game with the other undefeated opponent in this league. Middle Fingers is on a run, 4-0, and he pulled it in 132 points to 108 against Go Time Gary. And remember, these two people were both 3-0 last week, so this was the matchup of the week last week. And Middle Fingers pulled it off. He got 30 points out of Bijan. He got 33 out of Hampton, who is killing it right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest, there's a lot of rookies that we've been waiting for to explode, and Hampton exploded first, and he just keeps doing bigger and bigger numbers. This is a crazy pickup for the Middle Fingers. Tyler Warren, 18 points. Xavier Worthy finally came back. He got 17 points. McConkey. Do people need to keep McConkey at this point? Is McConkey somebody that you would still start? I mean, look, I'm just asking because I've been starting Brian Thomas Jr. for 4 weeks, and I'm probably going to start him for a 5th.
Right.
But, I mean, at least even he is doing better numbers than Lamb McConkey.
Yeah, if you watch the offense, I mean, they don't utilize him like that. They utilize Quentin Johnston. So Ladd is kind of like a slot receiver. He's a little guy, but for some reason, Herbert likes the connection with Johnston. And then they run the ball. So McConkey, he's there, but I wouldn't have started him.
I don't know, man. It's been, and look, there he is right there. He's got Shakir on his bench, 21 points.
Yeah.
21 points.
But he still won with starting McConkey.
You know what I'm saying? But he's got to figure that out because you can't keep putting up a wide receiver that's not doing the numbers. I had a big issue in one of my other leagues about letting Terry McLaurin go. And they was like, what is this? Is this collusion or something like that? Or what? Like, what are you doing? That's a wide receiver 1. I'm like, where? Where is he a wide receiver 1? Week 8? Week 9? I'm trying to win now.
Yeah.
I had 3 people on the bench because it's a bye week. Mm-hmm. So Caleb Williams, Josh Jacobs, and the Packers defense all went on the bench. Right. I had to replace players, right? Mm-hmm. And so I had to make room for people. And I made room for people that weren't performing and trusting in the performance of other people. Right. So I let him go. And everybody thought I was tripping. I said, y'all can have him. Y'all can have him. If I had Terry McLaurin in this league, would you pick him up?
Yeah, which I did.
No. That league,
it don't have IR? Okay, yeah. In that situation, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. But if you got an IR spot, definitely put him in an IR spot, sit on him.
I wouldn't, even if we did, and we might have an IR. I don't know. I've never had to put a player on IR, but even if we do, I don't want him. Like, I don't want him.
You got that bad, man.
I don't want him. I'm not going to sit there and play with
a lot of people that you should keep in mind.
Yeah, and okay, so let's talk about it. How is he doing? How is Merritt doing?
He's still developing.
How is he doing right now?
He's still developing.
Is he
but
helping
don't
somebody
drop
win a game? Is he scoring more than 10 points in fantasy football?
Not at the moment.
The waiver wire is full of options. The waiver wire is full of options.
I agree, but you don't drop him for someone else to have him. And then when he does start picking up, because he will pick up. Like, definitely. I mean, you got to look at the whole dynamic of the actual game.
And the whole time that I'm keeping him while he could pick up, I'm not taking somebody that probably turned my team around in the meantime. Look, if I don't want you, I don't want you.
I feel you, but
If I don't want you, I don't want you. It's just that simple.
just trying to help you get a win, man.
Look, I'm 3-1. In the league that we're talking about, I'm 3-1. So I don't know why people got an opinion about somebody that got a better record than them. I obviously know what I'm doing in that league. I obviously know what I'm doing. And I obviously knew what I was doing with the idea of letting Merritt go. Because Merritt has not produced for anybody. And you're operating under the assumption that it will happen at some point.
The team that
Soon.
the team that just beat you had Merritt.
Yeah, but he didn't beat me because of Merritt. Take the points off the board.
Take the points off.
Take the points off the board.
Okay. Might be right.
I know I'm right. I know exactly I'm right. And you know I'm right. But I lost again and you won, so you don't want to give me that. That's fine. I can live with that.
You get there.
I'm not in denial. I'm not in denial. Let's go to the next game. Mo City Bo versus self-made players. Ooh-wee. The Don himself came back, but at what cost? At what cost? Now, he put numbers on the board. Genty, who I told you, just give him time. Let him go. Give him time. And Genty gave him 37 points. I think 3 touchdowns, 2 running, 1 passing.
Yeah.
Major. And he played the waiver wire the way it's supposed to be played. He was up early.
Yeah.
He saw that Warren wasn't going to start. He picked up Gainwell, and he got 30 points for it. That's the kind of coaching that it takes to win games, making those type of decisions. He put Lamar Jackson in as anybody else would, but of course Lamar came out. He only got 10 points out of him. He did get 24 out of Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? And all that added up to an amazing win. 10 points from the kicker and 10 points from the defense. That's not bad. That's not bad for your special teams right there. Let's look at his performance. Whew. Brown. A.J. Brown, 2 points. Zach Ertz, 4 points. It's crazy. I mean, the Eagles didn't play well at all, but out of everybody that was performing, it looks like the people he drafted were some of the worst performers. And then you put in, you know, your running backs, 17 points and 15 points. 17 points from Jahmyr Gibbs it's not typical. Right. That's about 7 or 8 points lower than what you would typically get. H-Hand, the same thing. And, I mean, Jalen Hurts put on a respectable performance, but 21 is still, that's not the kind of numbers you would want. Detroit defense gave him 19 points, which offset some of these other losses in these skill set divisions, but it didn't help him.
Right.
The Don, I'll put it like this, man, that Kenneth Gainwell pickup. Well, I think was a sealer. That was crucial.
That was crucial. And then, like you said, Genty actually performing how people expected and really outperforming. I don't even think people thought he was going to get, you know, those type numbers, but he did his thing.
But when we talk about at what cost, because he lost 2 players.
Yeah.
Lost Lamar Jackson for at least 2, maybe 3 games.
And Hill.
Tyreek Hill. I mean, I didn't look at it. I refused. I wasn't watching that game at that particular moment, and I have not watched any of the replays. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I know not only did he dislocate the knee, I think they're saying he tore a couple of ligaments, including the ACL. So he's lost his quarterback and he's lost his flex player. So he's going to have to figure it out. I mean, he's got Herbert on the bench. Yeah. But Herbert lost to the Giants last week.
Yeah, but he still put up respectable numbers, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, 14 points.
Oh, no, that's not.
Yeah, that's not going to work. But that's not to be fair, that's not a typical performance.
Right.
From Justin Herbert.
No.
Not at all. All right, let's get to it, man. We have a special guest today who can speak to his victory. And we invited this man on. Well, he invited himself, but I had to tell him he could come. Because he wanted to talk about the perspective that this show, mainly myself probably, has had against him and his team's performance. Well, let's go over his win. First of all, he had a big win over Blitz-Master Andre. He beat a Hall of Famer. So that's commendable as well. But to be fair, he lost players in that game. He lost Malik Neighbors. He only got 4 points out of him. And he started Warren.
Yeah.
That was a big problem for him. Now, did he have anything on the bench to make up for that? No, but he might have picked up something off the waiver wire. He could have, if he'd have thought if he'd have been aware, maybe he would have gotten Gainwell.
Right. Yeah, I think he overslept that day.
And those points from Gainwell, he would have won this game.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Gainwell scored just enough for him to beat, but he didn't do it. Let's talk about the winner. He put Mahomes in, 35 points. Big showing from Patrick Mahomes. Big showing. Now, that's the only thing he really had huge. But to be fair, he pulled Waller out there. Most people have been sleeping on Waller. 17 points, 2 touchdowns for Waller on this one. The man came up with the victory. Even with his run game under 10, he still played a team that, look at Derrick Henry. What are we going to do about Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry, like I told you, I don't trust him.
This is your king. Y'all named him king. This is your king. And his quarterback is going now. I don't know how this is going. They're going to rely on him even more. They're going to try to rely on him even more. And I think defenses have seen the chinks in his armor.
Right.
I think for all of that size, they still believe they catch it right. They can punch that ball out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which is, I mean, he one of the biggest people, one of the strongest.
Yeah, he was on the bench a long time for that game. Long time, so.
Well, anyway, he pulled off the win. He now has his victory in the the Trill League Fantasy Show, but he kept it 2 Trill this week. My fellow Golden Triangle player right here, the illustrious, and he don't have a good look on his face, so I know I'm finna get some good content. My brother, Kendrick, Big Perk, 409 Perkins. How you doing, bro?
Well, I'm doing okay. Commissioner Dub J, appreciate you having me.
All right.
Bernard Freeman, thanks for having me. Your name is Bernard Freeman, because
I've never denied that.
No. We got a matchup. You'll be back to OG Bun B after we finish week 5.
Oh,
but listen.
Okay.
I like how y'all sit up there before I get to the other part of it and downplay the biggest upset of the week, which is me beating Andre ass. After I told him in the chat before it happened what I was going to do. But y'all just downplayed it and said everything that happened on his behalf. Oh, he lost this player. He didn't have this player. He could have did better. No. Big Perk just went there. He made adjustments and he got on Andre ass like he said he was. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2.
Okay.
Number 2.
I'll give you that.
Okay, number 2. You're not the victim here, Bernard. You're not the victim in this fantasy league. I am. I am the victim here.
I would love for you to explain that to me.
I'm about to elaborate.
I agree with
you. You are not the victim here because you're 0-4. You're not the victim here. Because when draft night happened at NRG, and I walked in there and I told you guys, hey man, I studied. I got my shit down to the T. And instead of you, as a 409 big brother, embracing me with words of wisdom, you tried to, throw the Trill burgers at me. I like to eat. You had the boudin balls and shit like that. That was cool.
Thank you. I
but
appreciate
you
that.
was he-heing and ha-haing, and the picks I made, you was one of my biggest critics in there. Now, you did just say Patrick Mahomes, he had 35. Stephon Diggs been doing his damn thing.
He had 8 points.
No, huh?
He had 8 points.
No. He had 18.
18.
Whatever.
He been doing his thing. Doing his thing. You are not the victim. You had this beautiful eulogy to start this show off, but you are not the victim.
No, I got eviscerated. I got eviscerated when this show started.
I am the victim here.
We got the victim.
The biggest upset, and I'm trending. I'm learning. I'm making moves. I got you this week. I'm looking at players available. I already went back to my Browns defense, feeling good about that. You know what I mean? Because that's the only thing they have. But I will say this: it's on. It is on. It is on. I'm feeling good. This is not what I've learned from this. Seriously, this is my first time ever playing fantasy football. This is not for. Look, if you're not really invested in this, meaning whatever you got to do far as getting your family time out the way on Friday and Saturday so you could sit in front of the damn TV on Sunday, Monday Night Football, and even on Thursday to watch these games and see it with your own eyes to see what moves are you going to make, then you're not going to win in fantasy football.
Facts.
I want the trophy. I want the trophy. And
Facts.
Kiki, he's not here, but obviously he's probably going to see this. He was one of my biggest critics on draft night too, laughing. He and ha. You know, he come with his jokes, his charisma. He got all that shit. He got all the slang and all that. But he's in my inbox. You know what I'm saying? Trying to trade for two of my players. You know what I'm saying? The same players he laughed about.
Well, to be fair, I think he sent everybody a trade because Genty was hurting him. So he sent everybody a trade.
Yeah, he wanted Wilder and Benson. And you know what? He had some. I had to think about it, but I ignored him. But here I am. I was in 12th place. I'm in 11th. I'm on my way to the top, baby.
Okay, well, I appreciate you, first of all, coming in. I appreciate you explaining yourself. But let me correct you on a few things. First of all, this was not the biggest comeback victory of all.
The biggest win.
No, it wasn't the biggest win. It wasn't either of those things. The biggest win of the week
the biggest win.
and the biggest comeback was by the commissioner, who was 3-0. Like all three of us last week, while you trying to talk about all this, you did all this to win. No, you had a paddle like he had a paddle and I had a paddle. We was all in the same boat last week. Okay. So all of that. But I will say this. Here's my second point. I'm not the victim. I'm the villain, my boy. I'm the villain, my boy. And my character arc starts with you this week. My character story evolves and takes a serious turn this week with you. And the reason I did have a good reason to do it before, but you tried to put 409 in this. You tried to put the golden triangle in this. Who you gonna put in it next Wednesday?
This is what
Who's gonna be the problem next Wednesday? Because I'm gonna whoop you this week.
Well, I mean, look, the thing is, you got Drake May. Right, I got Stephon Diggs. Okay, they're going down. They're going against Buffalo. Let's see what happens with that. We know Buffalo is gonna come out on a mission. Obviously, they got the tension between him and Stephon Diggs. Any team that Stephon Diggs is on and he plays against Buffalo, Buffalo takes that as a rivalry. Right. All right, so let's see how that's going to pan out, because Drake May did his thing last week for you, although you did lose to Team Double Dose. You know what I'm saying? You did lose. But here's what I'm saying. This is why I say I had the biggest win of the week. Is because nobody thought that I was going to beat Andre. Nobody thought I was going to beat Andre in that matchup.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll be honest. I can't say that I thought that because I wasn't even thinking about you last week. But go on.
And not only did I beat him, I smoked him. It wasn't just a 10-point win.
Right.
Nah. Damn near 40-point win.
You act like Andre was a big bad wolf in this league.
He was. I mean, he was one of the ones that was quote unquote feared by the middle finger.
Yeah.
Him and the GOAT. So he started spiraling. You know.
Right. I don't understand. Like, with all due respect, because he's had some great matchups. He's played some great games. He 2-2. He ain't no threat in this league. He ain't no threat in this league like that.
Yeah, well, tell the middle fingers that.
Andre.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about you, Double Dose. You handed me my hat. You know what I'm saying? I give you that. But no, Perk.
Nah, but seriously though, I'm learning and I see what you have to do. This is not like, you got to do your research. You got to take this shit week by week. You got to see what's going on. You got to see the matchups. You know, hey man, this is real.
Yeah,
this is real. This is real.
So now you got that win under your belt.
Yeah.
You think you're on a run right now? Well, you
got to start somewhere. Hey,
look, I haven't started. I believe I'm gonna start with you.
I like my odds. I didn't already looked at your personnel. I looked at the matchups that you have. I like my odds going into this week. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm making some moves right now. I'm trying to get my wide receiver, you know what I'm saying, group together. DJ Moore, it's a bye week for him. I'm trying to see who I'm going to put in place, because I was also one that dropped McLaurin. You know what I'm saying? I dropped him.
Appreciate that.
Now I appreciate what? He ain't doing
He
nothing.
ain't doing nothing, bro.
doing
I don't
nothing.
understand.
Say what?
I don't understand this whole thing about
Yeah.
keeping McLaurin.
Yeah.
For what?
For what?
He in the hopes?
I had him for 2 weeks. He gave me absolutely nothing.
Nothing, bro.
Nothing. I didn't even know if he was on the field. And so now Keenan Allen, see, I have a group of vets, my receiver group. You know what I'm saying?
I give you that.
Yeah.
I give you that. And that was a big part of why we criticized you, because you weren't picking a lot of younger players.
Right.
You were picking a lot of veterans.
But as we see in the 4 quarters, we go back and look over the past weeks, Herbert, his favorite target down the stretch is who? Keenan Allen.
Allen.
The only problem I have with DJ Moore, and I know it's a bye week for him right now, is that he always, for some reason, they always get him involved in the second half. He never have shit in the first half. I love my kicker, Gabe, because, you know, when we look at the Commanders, they not go really score a lot of points. They don't put up a lot of touchdowns.
He gonna get a lot of
go
opportunities.
kick the field goal.
Right.
So I like my odds going into this week. I like my odds, especially against you. You won't get your first win against
Well,
me.
I have to say, I don't like your odds and I don't like you. So we just gonna put that out there. You know, since you want to call me by my government, you know what I'm saying? And let me say this. I think you should let Junior set your line up. I think that's the real Kendrick Perkins in the house anyway. That's who run y'all. Well, Vanity, and then him. You know what I'm saying? But look, I like my odds against you this week. I like the fact that I get to play you while you're on this high note. Cause we gotta cut you down. We gotta bring you down a little bit.
Well, I just feel good. I feel good. You're supposed to feel good after a victory. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was supposed to win, you know, week 2, something happened. I didn't. I'm not gonna even, you know what I'm saying, cry over spilled milk, but I did listen. I listen. You know what I'm saying? I don't just talk a lot.
Somebody said you weren't supposed to win till week 7.
No. It wasn't that I was supposed to win since week 7. They said, hey, you know what I'm saying? Week 6, week 7 is when you really get into the thick of things. So what that made me think and realize is that no matter what happened in the first week, second week, third week, it matters what happened in the 4th week. I got to win in the 4th week.
But so I'm gonna give you can see you have 6 days. You have 6 days to enjoy week 4. Because at the end of week 5, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a different Wednesday next week. You ain't going to even want to watch this show. How I plan on exacting revenge. So
So I'm looking at it. I'm looking at our matchup.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Trillionaires versus Big Perk 409.
Yeah,
let's look at it.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at Barkley, Saquon. I'm looking at him. I'm saying to myself, A.J. Brown been crying about the football, so I'm looking at Philly to come out and do a whole lot of passing. Denver defense is real, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to especially stopping the run. I'm a little nervous about your running game with Cook. I think Cook
go do his numbers.
Cook go get his numbers.
And I think this is Barkley's week. I think this is Barkley's week. I think he's going to turn it around this week because I think they all need a comeback game after last week.
Not against Denver, though. Good run defense.
Now, listen.
They got a good run defense.
Yeah, most teams have a good run defense. Some have trash defenses. But only one running back is Saquon Barkley.
But
is he Saquon from last year? Absolutely not. But I don't need him to be. Give me 3/4 and he better than.
But now, listen.
Better than 60% of the running backs.
Drake May, okay?
What about it?
He playing some great football.
Right.
But it's a primetime matchup.
We don't shrink.
It's a primetime matchup going against the best player in the NFL on the other side, and Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Them primetime games hit a little different.
My guy has scored average 24 points a game. We're not shrinking.
He's on the road. It's a primetime game. I need to see it.
That's not a problem.
That's all I'm saying. But I'm good.
And look, here's the thing, right? You're looking at victory and for us the game. I don't need New England to beat the Bills. I just need Drake May to have a great performance. He can have 32 points and lose the game.
No.
Because Josh Allen is going to score, but guess what? Josh Allen ain't the quarterback I got to worry about. It's Patrick Mahomes, who just now is starting to look like the Patrick Mahomes that people used to fear. There's nobody in the NFL that fears Patrick Mahomes, and that's a great quarterback for you to have because I don't fear you. I think that's a sign of the times. Rest in peace, Prince.
So who y'all think he gonna win this week out of Big Perk and Bun B?
I'm always betting on myself. I'm always betting on myself. I beat Andre. What's Bernard Freeman?
First of all,
I beat Andre. What's Bernard Freeman?
this is all fictitious. You couldn't beat Dre football.
I beat Andre. What's Bernard Freeman? Yeah, I like my odds.
Do I need to tell you what Bernard Freeman is? He's a rapper. He's a professor. He's an entrepreneur. He's a humanitarian. He is an OG. And next week he will be the boy that will beat your ass. I'm trying not to say certain words on this promotion, but I got your number, my boy. And I'm glad you feel good because we try to keep the children encouraged. We want to keep the youngsters encouraged so they don't quit. It's his first time, y'all. It's his first time. We don't want him to give up on the sport. You know what I'm saying? We try to keep him encouraged. We're going to give him a participation trophy. We're going to get, you know what I'm saying? And a lifetime supply of Monster Energy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I don't think Breece Hall is going to bring it home. They play in Dallas. I don't think they're going to bring it home. Mason will get some numbers because he's playing Cleveland, but Cleveland's run defense is pretty sharp too. I don't think you can get away with it, man. Etienne, I have all these Jaguars. These Jaguars got to play Kansas City.
Yeah.
They got to play in Arrowhead. So, and then I'm still starting Brian Thomas Jr. I got to figure that out.
Well, I'm looking at
figure that out.
I'm looking at Waller. I think he's gonna go out there and do his thing, especially with Hill being out.
Right. He's definitely gonna get more targets.
He's gonna get more targets. I really want. I didn't have Mason in my lineup. I really didn't want to rock with him, but Benson got hurt, so I don't know. But he's not gonna be available.
So Mason getting to be fair, Mason is getting all of that.
Yeah, but I'm saying I have Cleveland defense. You know what I'm saying? And I know with Cleveland defense.
So you running against yourself, basically.
I didn't like.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, that happens. Some people pay attention. I mean, that's good that you paid attention because most people don't do fantasy. They just put their people up there, but
Commissioner. Yeah. I told you, man. I'm studying.
Yeah. I see you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm locked in. This might be a game to other people. This is business.
There you go.
This shit is real to me. I ain't bullshit.
You might be schooling the OG this week.
And I'm just saying, I'm a little concerned there, but I think Breece Hall gonna put up his numbers. He did pretty good last week.
Finally turned around. Don't take it personal. That's your cousin.
It's not my what?
That's not your cousin. I'm closer to being kin to you than he is. Well, man, we thank you for coming on here, man. We love giving the platform to people that got their victories, you know what I'm saying, come in and
the biggest winner
and talk about your dub. And even if you beat me, I'm open to it. The commissioner, if you beat him, he's open to it. And so when he lose next week this week and I win this week, I'm gonna need him to be open to it.
I'm open to it.
I'm gonna need him to be open to it. Well, let's talk about who you're not open to. GOAT, who is currently ranked. What's his rank, Commissioner? I can't see. I ain't got my glasses. What's his rank?
He's currently 4-0.
No, what's his rank in the league position out of 12 people? First place. There we go. Oh, man, that name is so fitting. He's playing Team Double Dose. Team Double Dose, how do you feel about this one? You're the matchup of the week.
I'm working on.
I see you still got Merritt in the starting lineup. You didn't pick up nothing on the waiver wire. Maybe you'll give Justice Hill a start this week. We'll never know. But let's talk about this matchup. You got Stafford, Commissioner's guy, balling. He is balling right now. If I had listened to my commissioner for some real advice, I might have picked him. Yeah. I might have picked him, but I'm happy with what I got. But you're going against Jared Allen. So that's going to be a big game. That's going to be some big games. How do you feel about this short week for Stafford and Puka?
Oh, easy money. That's what they do. It don't matter.
Well, look, to be fair, they only going to San Francisco.
Exactly.
So that's not like they losing a lot in travel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They can get there early enough, get into practice, you know?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. Nico Collins. Nico is coming. I think this might be a good game for Nico against Baltimore. I think this is the week where my Texans can catch somebody slipping and really get some big work done. Now, you are going up against this GOAT team of Sutton, Caffrey, Taylor, Ferguson, Wandale Robinson, who is now going to be the lead receiver that now that Neighbors is out. So his numbers, his targets is finna go up. San Francisco defense against the Rams. I don't know how do you feel about that, Commissioner? That San Francisco defense against your Oh no, this is GOAT team. You ain't gonna give him no fucking credit anyway. This is GOAT team. You know what I'm saying? But if Pickens, likely. How's that working out for you?
It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
You got
He'll-
Pitts.
he-
But Pitts is out this week. That's
You'll
okay.
get targets
That's true.
because they're gonna have to get that ball out the hand quickly.
You got Merritt. You got Hubbard and Merritt against McCaffrey and Taylor. You can't feel good about that. You can't feel good about that. But that being said, that doesn't mean you can't win because you had them last week and they won last week. I wish you the best of luck in your competition. But I think GOAT's going to be 5-0. What does he get at 5? When do he get the period on the tee, bro? You got to win 2 weeks to get one move?
What would
Yeah.
be?
Huh?
What will he be?
GOAT would be 5-0 if he wins this week.
In receipt.
Keep the receipts.
Yeah.
I said he would be if he wins this week. But I like your energy. I like your energy.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a matchup.
Blitzmaster Andre versus the Middle Fingers. Blitzmaster coming off a loss. He also lost Malik Neighbors. Warren has no game this week, so he's going to have to figure some things out with his lineup. Going up against the Middle Fingers, who right now, obviously, he's going to move some things around. Well, he can't. Oh, no. Goodness. Middle Fingers has Bijan Robinson and Roma Dunze out this week.
Yeah, he has a lot of injuries. Neighbors.
But he still got Hampton. He still got Hampton in. Hampton's going to do some numbers. We'll see how Derrick Henry shows up for Blitzmaster. I don't know, man. I think Blitzmaster's got to figure some things out.
Yeah.
He's got to figure some things out. He's got a couple of problems. And it's not just a Neighbors problem in the no game. He's got some things he's got to figure out. Because that Zay Flowers pick is always going to fluctuate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Zay Flowers always come out with a strong week one.
Right. Zay Flowers.
Never matches.
Derrick Henry and then Warren. Yeah, he got a lot of.
Because that team's in disarray right now. That team's got to figure something out. I can't remember the last time I saw a successful Ravens team that wasn't led by Lamar Jackson. So we're gonna see what happens in that matchup. And start Khalil Shakir, who's getting more and more touches. I got to figure something out with Keon Coleman. That's just not working. But I wish these guys the best. Highly favored Middle Fingers, but of course he doesn't have people in right now, so we'll see how that lineup shakes up. All right, next one. It's you, Commissioner. Mo City Bo versus Dub J. Y'all came in this league together. Friends, acquaintances. How do you feel about playing Bo this week?
I got to see how he go actually put his lineup in. Right now, he got a couple empty spots, which I know him personally, and I know how he plays. He plays a lot of mental mind games, so he doesn't want to probably put everybody in till right before the game. So I don't really care about that, but I understand he plays that type of game, so I'll play it with him and let him think I care about it, and he won't see what I'm going to put in till before the game. But overall, once we do have both our teams loaded, I think it's a 50-50 chance, but I feel I'll pull off the win as long as my people perform. Now, Bucky Irvin is questionable, so hopefully he plays. If he plays, we good. And if he's actually performing, not just playing, a couple snaps here and there. So that's the only tricky part I got.
I don't know if Irvin's going to start, because if we're doing MRIs on Monday for ankle, that means we don't know how bad it is.
Right.
Not how good it is. We don't know how bad it is.
Right. He did MRI Monday. Then come Tuesday, he went to go get a second opinion.
Right.
That's the part that
That's
scared
not
me.
a good thing.
Right.
That's
So
that's a
he's
problem.
not happy with the first answer, so he's trying to get a second answer. And
And I think a similar thing happened with McLaurin. I think they were trying to figure out, well, how bad is it, right? And the team saying one thing, and I think he wanted to make sure and get himself a second opinion as well. So
right.
we're gonna see. I don't believe Buck Irvin's going to start. I think they're waiting to say it, but I don't believe Buck Irvin's going to start.
Well, I picked up Kendrick Miller from New Orleans. So
Yeah, and he picked up Marks, which is nasty.
right, yeah, Marks is eating right now. So
But he got a lot of great running backs. So he got Gibbs, he got A-Chain.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? He
his
would
running
have
back
to
core is
decide.
heavy.
He would have to decide. He got Judkins. So, you know, he's loaded. I'm going to have to send him a trade.
Yeah, I know what he's going to do 9 times out of 10. I mean, he's going to fill that spot. Either one, he can't go wrong with either running back that he puts in. So,
Well, I wish him the best. All right, let's go to Go Time Gary. He just got his first loss last week against Middle Fingers, but he should rebound because he's playing Killer Bees, who is still trying to figure out their lineup after three really bad injuries. And he's got some bye week stuff, so he can't pull too much off of the bench. Starting Bateman as a receiver. He just will not give up on Chase Brown.
yeah.
He just will not give up on Chase Brown. But again, that was his whole thing. Chase B got to draft Chase B, so he's trying to stick with it. I feel like it's a mental thing that if
There
he
you
give up
go.
on Chase Brown, he might be giving up on himself.
There you go.
So
That's how it be.
he just got to ride it out. Now, of course, Go Time Gary, only thing he's really got to figure out is his kicker. You know what I'm saying? That's the only problem he has right now. His lineup looks strong. Baker Mayfield, Jamar Chase. He's still getting the targets, you know what I'm saying? But it's just the idea of really catching him in stride where he's really, really highly competitive. Devontae Smith, Kyron Williams, Scatterboo. The Scatterboo is starting to turn itself into something.
That was nice.
You know what I'm saying? And he's going to have Dart again this week. I think the Giants are in a good position. They got some young, strong players that's coming to play. Losing Neighbors for the season that's irreplaceable. I just don't know.
Yeah, they'll have to make a big adjustment.
Yeah, I don't know how they can replace a player like that. You know what I'm saying? But that does mean that other people are going to get targets. And so Scatterboo will probably get a couple too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's play action. But nah, I mean, he's got Ted McMillan. He's got a strong lineup. You know, Killer Bees, man, he's
He got to make some adjustments.
well, at least he's got Dak Prescott on the bench. So him not having Caleb Williams to start, that shouldn't be a problem. He should be starting Dak Prescott anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's seen the points from probably last week of 48 points from Caleb. So he's thinking like, okay, Caleb done figured it out, but that's not consistent.
But Dak had to be the first quarterback he drafted. He didn't.
Yeah,
he didn't start. He didn't start off drafting Caleb Williams.
That's how this fantasy works.
You know,
people fall in love when they see numbers that they didn't get, and then they like, oh man, I left points on the bench. Let me start him, and then that person don't perform.
But, you know, we talked about it. You got to watch those matchups. You got to watch who's playing, how they're performing. You know what I'm saying? All that. You got to really do some research.
You got to really know your people.
But, yeah, I think he's going to have to figure a lot of things out to turn his team around. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I can turn my team around before he does. But I wish. Speak when you're spoken to, young man.
His mic ain't even out.
Oh, well, good. Can y'all hear him in the background? He loud in the beginning. He get real quiet at the end. Now, last matchup, man, Light Feet Gary versus Self-Made Player. This is going to be interesting because, again, Self-Made Player, he's got a couple of things he's got to figure out. You know, he's got Lamar Jackson not going to play. He's got a couple of things for this flex, but I don't know. Herbert, he's got Herbert. You know, Herbert will put up some numbers. He doesn't have Dobbs. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to work. Now, I'm looking at this running game now. He's got to figure that out because Gainwell, obviously, you know, Steelers don't have a game this week, so he's got to figure that out. Right. It looks like he's going to be stuck with Pacheco again, trying to work through that.
Yeah.
But he's got Jefferson and Njigba, so his wide receiver game is exceptional. Now, looking at Light Feet Jerry, he's starting Travis Hunter. That's a love start. That's a love start because Travis Hunter is barely getting enough targets, much less receptions.
Yeah,
like that. Now, he don't miss a lot. If he get 5 targets, he's going to catch at least 4. But I don't know, man. He's got Amon St. Brown. Amon St. Brown can't do it. And then again, he's got Tony Pollard, who still hasn't broken out. Right. He's got Swift, who's on bye this week. So he's going to probably, no, he can't do that. He's got Braylon Allen, but Braylon Allen might not play
Right.
this
Well,
week.
he has Shaheed.
What that mean?
Start. I would start him over. This is Jim. I would start him over Hunter. In my opinion. I mean, just because of the match.
He's going to get targets.
Right.
You know, he's a higher priority.
Right.
On
Until Hunter proves itself, being consistent and they go actually utilize him in the offense, then.
Well, look, to be fair, Travis Hunter's first season is a bit of an experiment.
Right.
Because they've got to decide where they feel he's more useful. In the wide receiver game or in the defensive game. So they've just got to figure how to utilize him properly on either side and determine where they can get the most out of him. I like the experiment. Let's try him here this time, but I feel like, they're not going to run him both ways every game. You know what I'm saying? They'll put him in for a play or two, but I don't think they're getting enough time with either position to figure out which one he can really do well.
But he'll be on my bench.
This is a much faster game.
He'll be on my bench until they figure it out.
I know that's right.
Yeah, I wouldn't test it.
But we'll figure it out. Self-made players, this might be the most difficult week you've had this season in terms of setting up a lineup, brother. So I wish you well. I really wish you well. I don't wish him well at all. I hope he get home safe. But I don't know much beyond that, But I'm gonna whoop him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna whoop him. And this is the sad thing because I know his wife and kids. And I'm gonna send him home to him crying. And they're gonna say, Daddy, what happened? Uncle Bun type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared of him at all. I'm not intimidated. I will be his arch nemesis. I'm finna be everybody's arch nemesis. Because once I turn this team around and people realize that they cannot beat this team, I'm not talking to him, I'm talking to you. Once I turn this team around and people realize they can't beat this team, their thoughts of what they thought their season was going to look like is going to change. People going to start, it's going to affect the way people set up their lineups when they're not even playing me. The idea of me being an unstoppable force in this league is going to throw people off so much. They're going to lose in other leagues. They ain't got nothing to do with this league. They're going to lose there too. It's just about this energy, this manic energy, this aggressive energy that I'm about to bring to this league. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Otherwise, folks, thank y'all for tuning in. Of course, the Trill OG and Dub J. We want to thank our amazing guest, Kendrick Big Perk 409 Perkins, for joining us. Can't wait to whoop him. Set your lineups. Get ready. It's going to be a great week of football, and we can't wait to enjoy it with y'all. We'll see y'all again next week where I will be, I ain't going to say, but you know.
Yeah, we want you guys to chime in. Let us know who you think will win out of Big Perk 409 and the Trillionaires.
You love to set up these conversations about who going to win out of me and somebody. Who going to win out of you?
I done won, so I'm out the pulpit. Like you say, I done got my paddle. I'm up out of there. So me and Big Perk, we up out of there. You the one still in the boat floating around trying to figure it out.
That's all right.
So we trying to.
When it's over, we going to see who's going to fish it. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see you again next week.